Math 3 students. Today we're going to be going over how to simplify kind of just basic rational expressions. And it's mainly going to be just like simplifying a fraction just with some x's thrown in. So if we go ahead and look at number 1, this is a fun one to start with. We can go ahead and if you see we have 10 over 39. So you want to check to see if you can simplify this fraction. Now, of course, you can try and do it in your head. You also can just do it on your calculator if you do 10 divided by 39. And then you want to get it back into a fraction, it'll reduce it for you. Now, as you can see, you can't simplify it. 10 over 39 does not simplify. So it stays as 10 over 39. And we've got one x on top. And there's no other x's for it to simplify with. So this fraction is already simplified. All right, let's go ahead and try this one. Very similar. Let's go ahead and see how we can simplify 72 and 84. So we're going to do 72 divided by 84. Enter, and then Math Enter gives us a fraction. It simplifies to 6/7. And then we have an x squared on the bottom, and that's got to stay there because he has nothing to cancel with. All right, next one here. So 5/7 actually does not simplify. You can try it on your calculator. It's not going to work. And now this time we have x's both on top and bottom. X to the 4th is going to cancel out with x to the 4th. So our simplified fraction is 5/7. All right. Here we have 18x to the 3rd over 29. Now this is actually another example of one that is not going to simplify. So it just stays as is. The 18 can't simplify with the 29, and there's nothing for the x cubed to simplify with. All right, so let's go ahead and try this one. So this one is multiplying fractions. Okay, hopefully you guys remember, I believe you guys were taught keep, change, flip. So that's for division. For multiplication, you just do it as is. So like, I'm going to give you guys just kind of some examples. Let's say we had 1/3 over 2/7, and we were multiplying these. For fractions, you multiply the top, multiply the bottom, and then you simplify this if you can. For division, okay, if we had 1/3 divided by 2/7, we're going to do the keep, change, flip. So we keep this fraction the same, change this to multiplication, and flip the second fraction. And now it's multiplication, and it's no problem. All right, so that's how we multiply and divide fractions. So we'll go ahead and do this here. Now, simplifying these, you could either cancel and then multiply, or multiply and then cancel. For these simple ones, I think it's going to be easiest just to multiply and then cancel at the end. So I'm going to multiply the stuff on top. I end up with 20x squared. I multiply the stuff on the bottom, and I get 27x. 20 and 27 isn't going to simplify. We can try it, but unfortunately it doesn't simplify. And here we've got 2 x's on top, 1 on bottom. We're going to be left with 1 x on top. If you recall the properties of exponents, you just do top minus bottom. All right, here. So this one's a division. We're going to do 1 over 2x to the 3rd times 7x squared over 9. So we did keep, change, flip. When we multiply, we get 7x squared all over 18x cubed. 7/18 does not simplify, but we do end up with just 1x on the bottom. All right, next one. We've got another division, so we have to do keep, change, flip. Then we multiply on what's on top, so we get 4 times 9 is 36. X times x cubed is x to the 4th, all over 12. 36 divided by 12 actually just simplifies to a whole number. So we end up with 3, and since there's nothing there's no x's on the bottom or anything, we're not going to have a denominator, and we're just left with 3x to the 4th. All right, this one here, we multiply, and we get x all over 12x squared. So here, this x cancels with this x, and there's nothing left on top. Now, here's the deal. When you have nothing left on bottom, you're fine, right? Like if you have 3 over 1, that just gives you 3, okay? However, when you're left with nothing on top, you have to put a 1 there as a placeholder. So in this case, we're going to do 1 over 12. Oh, no, 1 over 12x. Forgot my second x on the bottom. Oh, you have to put that placeholder there to indicate that it is a fraction. All right. Let's try this one. So again, we're going to go ahead, multiply what's on top, multiply what's on bottom. Now, if you notice, what's on bottom has 2 terms, so we have to make sure that we distribute whatever we're trying to multiply. So we end up with 90 all over 7 times 2x minus 7, which we then have to distribute, and we get 90 over 14x minus 49. I would recommend that before you distribute, you could check to see if you can simplify these numbers out in front. 90, divided by 7 does not simplify, so we could just go ahead and distribute that 7, and we are good to go. All right, here. So this one, we have a whole number times a fraction here. Now, any whole number can be turned into a fraction by just slapping a 1 under it. So we can go ahead, distribute on top. We don't really have to distribute a 1 on the bottom. We end up with 14x plus 7 all over 3x minus 5. All right. Then we're going to go ahead, try this one out. Keep, change, flip. So we can go ahead and distribute this one, and we get 2x minus 1 all over 6x. Now, I know some of you guys, and I probably should have pointed this out in an earlier one, are going to be tempted to cancel these x's out, but you cannot do that because of this minus sign here. You have to make sure that you look at the entire thing that's being like added and subtracted together. This would be like one factor on top. The time when you can is when you have something like this, where there's no, there's no like plus 5, minus 3. When it's just x terms like this, that's when you can go ahead and cancel. All right. So here, we're going to again do keep, change, and flip. We have to make sure to distribute. Now, with the negative sign, I think sometimes that like really throws you guys off. One thing you can do is just put the negative on top with whatever's on top. So we'll just make this a -2. We'll distribute a -2. You could make it like 2 over -7 if you wanted. But what you cannot do is make it -2 over -7, because really then that's a positive 2 sevens. So we end up with minus 2x minus 8 all over 21x plus 56. And that's our answer there. All right, now this one, I know this probably like freaks everyone out because it looks scary, but really fractions are just like division. So we can imagine this as 2x minus 7 all over x plus 10 divided by -3 over 10. Okay, you just like divide it. So now it's just one of those keep, change, flip problems where we're going to do 2x minus 7 all over x plus 10 times 10 over -3. We can distribute, and we get 20x minus 70 all over -3x minus 30. And that would be our answer there. We'll try another one here. Again, we can write this as a division problem. So we do our keep, change, flip. And we're done. So don't get freaked out by these complex fractions. They're really not that bad.